Hey! Alright, this is going to be all about Udemy, right? Because Udemy is the third branch of income that I'm working on, and as of yet, it's not something that I've actively started. I don't have anything available to be purchased from Udemy, right? So I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of money. What I need is just a third branch that I am working on a regular basis that will bring me money in the future, right? I'm not trying to get rich, I'm just trying to have some additional income. And Udemy, I think, is the perfect next choice for me to work on. Once I have this in my regular habit, then I have 3 things that I'm working on. That's enough work to do every single day, to do eBay, YouTube, and Udemy, right? So what I've done now is I'm taking this course, a free course by Udemy, about how to make a Udemy course. And it's fantastic. Look at this. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections, right? And it has a bunch of information. So far, I've learned about what's necessary to make a good course in Udemy's opinion, how their kind of pricing format works. I've learned about what their technical specifications and requirements are for video and audio, and how to go about that, and good tips and tricks, right? So right off the bat, one thing I want to make clear to you guys is that the course is going to be different than the YouTube content. And it's going to be different in the sense that it's going to be much more polished and have higher production value than my YouTube videos. My YouTube videos are very much like, I don't do any post-processing. I just churn them out as quickly as I can because I just keep reiterating. They're almost more for me than for you guys. Like, I know that they're really useful to people and I get a lot of fulfillment from sharing this information, but at the same time, I learn so much by sharing it, and I get a practice articulating my points and communicating to you guys, right? I benefit so much from just reiterating and doing these videos over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? I'm getting so much experience. Udemy, on the other hand, the bulk kind of mentality won't work with Udemy. I have to really put effort into a specific thing that I know well, and make sure that there's a lot of value and a lot of content in this course that isn't available in other courses. Because the cool thing about Udemy is I think it's still fairly new. So the quality level of courses, there's not too many that are super, super in detail. Like most Udemy courses, I found out from taking this, actually only take 15 to 30 days to create. That's the average Udemy instructor. That's not how much they recommend. That's an actual statistic from Udemy, that the average instructor spent 15 to 30 days creating their course before they published it. And now don't get me wrong, once you've published your course, you keep polishing it, you keep fine-tuning it, you make it better, you increase its value continuously on a regular basis, and you develop a community, kind of similar to YouTube in that sense. But that being said, it's not as, I thought it would take like a year to work on for some reason. In my head, it was this huge, huge endeavor that's going to take forever. And I can't think about it that way. Because really, I just got to get started, right? And so Udemy has a couple really useful documents. Let's look at this right here. Is this the PDF I want to show you guys? So they have a bunch of this kind of stuff. This isn't what I'm looking for, though. I'm looking for setting your schedule. Is this it? Yeah, look at this. Okay, so they even have a schedule for, say you want to publish in 15 days. It tells you what to do on day 1. Look at that. What to do on day 2, what to do on day 3, day 4, day 5. Look at how it's so perfect. It outlines all of the necessary steps and lets you know what you need to do. It's so fluid, and really has really opened my eyes to that this is something that I can do now. I know enough about dropshipping to make a course that is useful for people. So now what I'm going to do is get more into what this course is going to be about. Because if we go to udemy.com, there are plenty of courses about dropshipping, right? If we search here, dropshipping, there's going to be a bunch that show up. Like this is the big one, right? Okay, this is David Vu's dropshipping course. This is all about optimization. This is the first thing that I ever learned about dropshipping, was taking this course. I was an existing eBay seller and I took this course and it opened my eyes, right? And so at this point, David Vu has, I think it's still the #1 course in business. I believe. So the way that the prices work on Udemy, they're kind of confusing. See, it's only $15 right now. Typically courses are $200 to $300, but they're very regularly on sale. I don't know if this is just because Udemy is still trying to grow and get its name out there, so they're having these sales, or if this is just a thing that Udemy does where they're like, oh, it's $200, but really most of the time it's actually 15. I really don't understand. I don't know how much control I'm actually going to have over my pricing because Udemy mandates these sales. So we'll see. But as you can see, there's a bunch of dropshipping courses. Look at this. So right off the bat, there's 3 best-selling courses available for only $15. Look at that. Although if you look at this, like 5,000 ratings, 229, 88. By far, David Vu's course is the most predominant dropshipping course, right? But the way most of these courses work is that they're all about setting up a dropshipping business. They're all about how to get started creating your dropshipping business. They give you a mechanism and a model to follow to make your business, right? And that's great. That is very useful. And I'm sure a lot of you guys actually want that, and that's good. My course isn't going to be in that format. I'm not making a course that is going to be like, okay, these are the steps that you need to follow to make a dropshipping business. My course is going to be kind of a dropshipping 101 course. It's going to be a course that is all about learning about all the different possible ways that people earn money through dropshipping. My goal is to educate you as much as possible about everything that I have learned about this industry and all of the different methods and mechanisms and all of the different instructors that I know about so that you can then from there become educated about dropshipping and figure out what method you are most interested in and then have an idea of where to go and how to move forward, right? Because that's kind of, I think, where a lot of these courses, there's potential for a better course, is that most of these courses, they give you a blueprint of how to run the business, right? I want to educate you. I want to get you as involved in dropshipping as possible and give you a mechanism to stay motivated and stay in the game so that you can actually get to a point where you're earning money from this industry. Because the reality is that most people who take courses, 1, do not finish the course, and 2, if they do finish the course, they do not end up earning money from it. And that's not because you can't earn money from dropshipping. That's not because there's so many people doing this that you just can't get into this industry anymore. The reason that is because people give up. And people have the wrong intention at first. A lot of people are just trying to make a whole bunch of money real quick. They're being a little bit greedy, or at least being impatient. They want to get rich quick, you know? This is not a get rich quick game. This could be a get rich game. You know, like I earn the same amount of money in 15 to 30 minutes of work a day from dropshipping that I do from 6 to 8 hours at my day job, okay? You really can earn money from this. It's just you gotta be patient. You gotta stick with it, right? So the idea of my course, like I'm saying, is I believe that I think that there's a market for really just educating as much as possible. I'm not saying nobody is doing this at all, but what I'm saying is that I think that I know that I could make a good course with that being my intent. Not to set you guys up with a specific business, but to give you access to as many tools and as much information as possible so that you have this place that you can go, which will then give you a sense of where you need to go next to learn, right? It kind of a place to lay out the path in front of you, right? To keep you motivated and to keep you learning. That is my goal with this Udemy course. So the Udemy course I haven't started my 15 or 30 day work process yet. But as soon as I do, I will let you guys know. And I intend to have it done pretty soon because ideally, when I move, I've already established this third branch of income. And it doesn't matter if it's only getting me like $15 a month or if it's doing like nothing. You know, at this point, dropshipping's like 98% of my income compared to, Udemy and YouTube, right? I haven't even started Udemy, and YouTube is giving me $110 a month, right? So I'm not earning like a third of my money from YouTube, but the point is that I am working on it. I just started. It's going to be a couple years maybe, before I start earning some really good money from each individual branches. But I know now, if I'm working on every single one of them each day, the way my attention span works, I will stick with it for the long run, right? Because I always prefer to work for an hour or two on one thing and then switch to an hour or two on something else. I am very, very rarely able to work really efficiently for like 6 or 8 hours straight. I just can't. I can work incredibly efficiently for an hour or two and get a whole bunch of work done. But then I lose interest. That's just how my brain works. And I've learned that I used to view that as a problem, but now I see that I just have to learn in what situations I learn best, and then put myself in scenarios that work best for me, where I can really, really, really shine. And one of the ways that I shine is by working an hour or two on one thing I'm interested in, and then moving on to something else that I'm interested in. It's kind of like as soon as you feel that you're losing momentum, you just switch to something else and restart. It's a philosophy called distracted attention. So it's different than multitasking, because you're not working on multiple things at the same time. What you're doing is you're just, as you're interested in something, working on what you're interested in, because you're going to be really quick, efficient, and involved in something you're interested in. And then as your interest wanes, you switch gears to something else. And then, you take a break, that kind of thing. There's a whole lot more I could talk to you guys about that. I'm getting sidetracked now. I just wanted to do a brain dump about everything about my Udemy course, give you guys a time frame of when it's going to be available. And again, unfortunately, to those of you that have seen most of my YouTube content, I don't think it's going to be that beneficial for you. The course is going to be more beneficial for the people who are new to the YouTube content and then don't want to go through the hundreds of videos I've done at this point, But if you've seen those videos, the course, there's going to be a lot of concepts that I've already talked about in videos, obviously, because the whole concept of my YouTube channel is getting experience creating these videos over and over and over again so that I can then make a course, right? And one thing I do want to make clear, I'm not using any of my YouTube videos in the course. I'm recording videos specifically for the course, okay? I may post these videos to my YouTube channel to give you guys like a kind of taste of what's going on with the course. But again, I don't want you guys as like my subscribers to think that this is going to have some new content, because ultimately it's probably not. It's just going to be a more consolidated, more professional, higher production value version of my YouTube channel that you have to pay for. So that's why it's, more efficient, right? All right, guys. Thanks a bunch. I really appreciate your time, attention, comments, suggestions, all that kind of stuff. And if you feel like I've helped you out and you want to help me out, what you can do is respond to other people's comments and ask more questions on these videos. Being active commenting is really, really beneficial, not just for you, but also for me as a creator, because it shows me what you guys are thinking about. It helps give me some feedback. I'm not always going to listen to you guys, because ultimately I'm putting myself out here. I'm making these videos. I'm just going to do what I want, right? But your feedback is important to me, and I will always read the comments that you make. So if you're worried about offending me, don't worry about it. Sometimes my feelings will get hurt and that kind of stuff. But ultimately, if you have some kind of feedback that you think is valuable, or you just want to tell me about something that I'm doing well, or you have a question, a comment, or a suggestion, or you see somebody else's comment that you think you could say something about, be proactive. Be involved in the community. It really is best, not just for you, but also for me. If you want to help me out, if I've helped you with these videos, be involved in the community. Respond to other people's comments. Reach out to people. That is the single most beneficial thing that you can do for me. All right? Sweet. Thanks a bunch. See you guys.